And they love to talk trash so much that each and every Friday, as we wrap our broadcast, Local Waste presents Trash Talk. As mentioned, this is not for kids. Tanya chimes in. She says, anybody who has any knowledge of drug manufacturing and procuring knew there'd be delays and shortages with vaccines. They're complicated. They need to be meticulously manufactured. This isn't shit you whip up on Etsy. You can't Breaking Bad vaccine in your garage. You know why we're so anxious about vaccines? Because we've completely screwed up our COVID response. Across most of Canada, we've placed all of our hopes in the vaccine basket. Hope is not a plan. And then there's Alberta's health minister hijacking the daily COVID briefing to complain about Ottawa. Says, Ryan, I know you enjoyed Doug Ford's firecracker up the yin-yang shtick, but it's all performance theater. We might as well send Tyler Shandro to go yell at the Pfizer CEO on his driveway. They're distracting us from the ugly truth. I'm going to channel Jim Prentice, says Tanya. Look in the fucking mirror. The reason we're in this panicky mess is because we failed to bend the curve. You know where they're not lighting their hair on fire about vaccines? New Zealand, Australia, Taiwan, basically countries that took this seriously from the very beginning. We've demonstrated we don't have the guts. We don't make tough calls. We look to blame others. I feel pretty low about this, to be honest, stuck in my office cave like I have been for 10 months. That's where I am, and thanks for letting me vent. That from Tanya! How about this one? This from Robert, who says, this is from a conservative who has voted conservative. My question to any separatist or group that suggests Western Canada go independent, the land and assets belong to Canada, and don't even get me started on the Indigenous elements here. How do we believe we are entitled to all of this? He says, I get arguments about adjusting percentages or the equalization formula, but this other stuff doesn't make sense. Let's stomp it out. That from Robert, a conservative voting conservative. How about this from Jan? Jan says, Ryan, it's very much out of character for me to trash talk, but Tyler Shandro's performance at the press briefing on Thursday made me so mad I'm diving into the local waste services dumpster. It's a dumpster dive from Jan. She says Tyler not just stood in the driveway, I mean the podium, and started taking huge swipes at the feds for not coming up with more vaccines. Not once did he ask Albertans to be more vigilant. It's always the other guy's fault with these people. And then in question period, he goes after the feds again, wants to see their contracts open up. Call the kettle black. WTF, says Jan. They won't release information about their involvement, their deal with Keystone XL. This is from Janet, a pissed off Albertan. And finally on Trash Talk, this from Wade, says I'm absolutely horrified at the incompetence I see with our provincial government, firing the election commissioner, the earplug incident, the neighbor's driveway with the health minister, Bill 1, COVID-19 response, trying to steal and privatize Alberta parks, the recent traveling over the holidays, the 40-year-old coal legislation, snapped, the sale of the Eastern Slopes, the racist former speechwriter, the racist social studies director of curriculum redesign, and the redesign, don't even get me started, taking us back as 50 years. You want to be a climate leader? You're failing. You want to draw international investment? You're failing. I'm a teacher who deferred a portion of my salary for 26 years, and I feel like there's one other thing you should know, says Wade. Get your hands off my fucking pension! This has been another edition of Trash Talk, another week of Real Talk, and we'll see you Monday morning at 8:30 Mountain Time!